Today on Eagle Nation News, Maggie Hale will preview Game Time's episode premiering tomorrow at 2 p.m.
Annika Hankey highlights how Martin Martinez demonstrates both his talent and passion at the Frisco Fresh Market.
And Haley Brown will discuss the Billboard Music Awards and more. Eagle Nation News starts
right now.
Good afternoon, Prosper High School. Today is Thursday, May 2nd. I'm Casey Boston.
And I'm Brayden Brandfold.
Even though we may not have school this Friday, we still have game time.
Maggie Hale previews this week's episode. Take a look.
For lacrosse, regular season is coming to a close, and the Eagles continue to win. Prosper defeated Plano and Denton last week to move the record to 12-2. The Eagles dominated Plano in a very lopsided game, with multiple players scoring. Zane Williams led the way with multiple goals and assists. Senior Hayden Stout also got on the board with a nice 360 shot, and the Eagles dominated Plano 20-4 in a game that was never close. In their next matchup against Denton, there was a similar result en route to an Eagles dub. Prosper dominated on both sides of the ball and won the game 17-2. The Eagles will face off at Lovejoy Thursday for a rivalry game between the top two teams in 6A. Make sure to come out and support. Prosper Baseball was also in action last week with two matchups against Allen. Both teams came into the week at 9-1 and tied for first place in the district. Prosper came out and started hot on Tuesday at home with a 4-2 win against Allen. Caleb Putnam pitched lights out, allowing 0 earned runs, and the Eagles gained momentum heading into Friday. At Allen on Friday, the Eagles came out of the gate hot and never let off the gas as the offense was on fire. Luke Johnson had a great night, going 2 for 3, including a clutch hit with the bases loaded. Jay Cosner shut down Allen from the mound in a 6-inning shutout performance. Prosper shut out Allen and proved to be the real Eagles in the district and won the game 8-0 and secured at least a share of the district title. Prosper will face off against Plano again Friday in the Eagles' Nest for senior night at 7:30. Make sure to come out and support your Eagles.
This Tuesday in Chicago, a state street was shut down due to a suspicious object, to later find out that it was a Chef Boyardee can on wheels. It seems like our childhood commercials from this well-known brand were brought to life by a 19-year-old student from DePaul University. He received a ticket in result for disorderly conduct and breaching peace.
Today was the last day we will have Eagle Time for the rest of the school year. This is due to STAR testing and students taking their AP tests in the arena. Be sure to keep an eye out for the next few days for the updated schedules.
Some of the most popular music artists were gathered in Las Vegas for the Billboard Music Awards. Haley, you have more?
Last night, the annual Billboard Music Awards took place, with the world's most talented artists from across the globe all in one room to be recognized. Some of the highlights were Halsey's performance of her hit single Without Me, Ariana Grande singing Seven Rings, a song you probably still can't get out of your head. Some of the world's favorite boy bands, including BTS and the Jonas Brothers, also made an appearance. But personally, my favorite performance of the night was Khalid singing his new single, Talk. Let us know on Twitter what your favorite performance from the Billboard Music Awards was. And to continue the topic of awards, the projected biggest scary movie of 2019, Child's Play, teased fans with the movie poster last night. The poster depicts a hat of a pretty famous character from Toy Story, Woody, but nothing has been confirmed, so I guess we'll just have to wait until June 21st to find out. Well, that's all the time I have for you today. Back to you guys at the desk.
Up next, Breezy Brenna will look into today's weather and the upcoming forecast into the 3-day weekend.
I am Taylor Wolf. Now I finally am able to use my freedoms to show who I am. I hereby agree to be bound to you, to let you decide how I spend my money. With this contract, I relinquish part of my freedom to you.
Now Brenna Gibbons is in studio with your fast forecast.
Today's high will be 74 with a low of 64, and it is supposed to storm tonight as well as leading into tomorrow, which will have a high of 70 and a low of 61. So if you're planning on going to the spring musical, make sure to bring your umbrella. Now on Saturday, I have good news for those of you who are like me and going to off the rails. The rain chances will drop to only 10% and we'll have a high of 78 and a low of 56. Finally, Sunday will be very similar with only a 10% chance of rain as well. A high of 80 and a low of 64. Well, that's all the time I have for you today. I'm Breezy Brenna. Back to you guys at the desk.
A couple of weeks ago, Annika Henke highlighted the Frisco Fresh Market.
Recently, she traveled to the same location not to highlight the place, but a unique person and his passion.
Most artists use pencils and paints to create their own pieces, but Martin Martinez, better known as Cosmos, traded them in for cans of spray paint.
So ever since I was a child, I've always been into theater, acting, performing, art, and then I tried to embark into art. But the brushes and the pencils was in the classroom in my era, and I couldn't master those medias.
Cosmos found himself without a passion in his high school years. Then he discovered the art of spray paint.
But I didn't really embrace it till I was 19. That's when I found myself lost. I had dropped out of school. I was doing fast food restaurant, grocery store, delivery drivers, and I was lost. And like I mentioned a minute ago, that's when I got on my knees and said, God, guide me. From that point on, God continued to guide me. So I went back to school and I earned a GED. From there, I took a small business course that helped me set the foundation on Cosmo Universal Art, which is my business today.
Whether it's his music or the strong smell of his paint, large crowds gather to watch Cosmos create his pieces at the Frisco Fresh Market.
The technique of spray paint art is about building colors and layers, okay? The reason for this art, the intention of this art was to use recyclable items. Right now this art, it's been around for many years, so it's all over the world. And now they're incorporating brushes in it. And it's okay, but it's really taken away from the originality of recycled items.
Cosmos has built a career on something he loves and pursues his passion every day. Reporting for Eagle Nation News, I'm Annika Henke. Prosper.
And now we send it to Margaret Hale with your Game Time Sports Update.
Yesterday on air, Maya asked who you thought would win last night, the Stars or the Blues. If you said the Stars, congratulations, because they actually ended up winning 4-2. In the second period, the Stars scored 2 unanswered goals with the help of Klinsberg and Hintz. The win tied up the series 2-2. Game 5 will go back to St. Louis on Friday. Switching over to something more local, the baseball team will be back in action tonight at 7:30. This will be the first round of the playoffs. The boys will be facing off against Lakeview Centennial. Be sure to go out and show your support. If you want to hear more sports like this, be sure to tune into Game Time every Friday at 2 p.m. or check out our website at eaglenation.net to watch previous episodes. Back to you guys at the desk.
Now let's take a look at the meeting schedule for the week. Well, that's all the time we have for you today. For Eagle Nation News, I'm Brandon Brandvold.
And I'm Casey Boston. Have a great 3-day weekend and live long
And prosper.